Hey guys, Teddy here. You're watching the Crypto Future. So in short, more snippet from the Rodney stream. Basically, Rodney asked, "Hey, what's a hackathon? What are your credentials? How do you know AWS?" All those questions that everyone's like, Teddy, you don't know what you're talking about. You need to give me some kind of validation. I did kind of dox myself. I gave him my social media. Feel free to follow me there. Teddy_Ganja on Instagram, at Teddy Ganja on Twitter. And then you guys know my YouTube channel. So yeah, check it out and let me know what you think.
You guys gotta see guys.
I make beer. Like I have hobbies. I go to hackathons.
Teddy
This
Ganja.
is me at AWS.
Fucking hacking it up. Sorry, I'm loud as fuck. Hacking up with the homeboys. I was telling people that, dude, like literally, like I work in the military, and we have so many fucking government contractors that are young people like you. What job is this at? Is this with the Affordable Care Act job?
No, that is with my healthcare job right there. That is 100% me. I have code in the background. I am a coder. This is my wife. That's my wedding. In the car right there. This is my friend. That was me going to the headquarter building there. Oh, you see the hackathon picture on the left there? Third from, no, one down. 10/25, Monday, December 2nd. So in here I have the video where they announced my table winning, and you can see the background. There are so many tables there, guys. I won this with like a lot of developers in this room.
So tell me about the audio. I'll put it on. But so tell me about the hackathon. We'll watch this real quick.
Present. Let's go.
Let's go. Hold on.
Urban Institute.
Woo!
Table number 37.
Woo!
Nice. Wow.
That is the best feeling, and I've been chasing that feeling. Like when you win something, when you do that so good on that test, that's what really drives me, right? So that's why I like participating in Hackathon. Went again the following year, or just last year, and I won again. So great feeling, guys. I love that feeling. Look at that. There's a shot of me in that room with that's how many people were in there, and I had to beat that many people.
Holy shit!
Crazy.
Yeah, you guys are all smart as fuck too.
So that's a machine learning. Yes, like and subscribe. Rodney does a great job. He's not spreading misinformation. I joined you on that crazy Twitter space where Classy Crypto got you cornered with Faltron, and I am just like puzzled. I am puzzled. Like you were telling them to bring me up, and they gave you
so much. It was on Classic Crypto to bring you up, but they didn't want to bring you up. They're like, "You're gonna get some guy named Teddy Ganja? Like his name's Teddy Ganja." I'm like, guys, it's letters rearranged. That's not his real name. He's a smart guy. And they're just like, Derek, you know?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Yeah. So what exactly is going on? So how the fuck do you win this? What's going on?
So what they did at AWS Hackathon is they made a competition for nonprofit organizations, and the one that I joined was the Urban Institute. Urban Institute is a nonprofit org that basically tries to find correlations and machine learning algorithms in cities versus rural areas. And what they asked is like, hey, can you guys find correlations like that? So one of the things I thought would be really cool is if we find a correlation for quality of life depending on building height, meaning that if you were in a 25-story building in New York City, is your quality of life better than someone that's a farmer in Illinois, right? And we ran a machine learning algorithm using AWS SageMaker, which is a great, or AWS Lex even. They're both great tools in order to solve this issue. And it was just an amazing correlation. We found there is no correlation. You cannot measure someone's quality of life by building height. Just because you live on the 50th floor, blah, 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 doesn't mean anything, guys. There could be a crypto farmer out there that's got more money than any hedge fund owner out there. I guarantee it.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Damn. And so did you go to school with these guys? Do you have to make your own group? Or are you randomly paired, or how does that work out?
Most of these teams that are there are already been paired. They just like came together and they attended the hackathon like this. I came as an individual and I pulled my coworker in who joined like 6 hours later. I'm like, hey, I need you to do this map interface for me. Can you do it? And he's like, okay, boom, boom, boom. He codes. He's in there for 2 hours. He's out. And literally, it's all random. When I attend a hackathon, when you come with a pre-organized group, like, you know the faults of the group. When it's a whole new people, like one guy was from Sri Lanka. Another guy was from Belgium. It was quite crazy. I got to work with all corners of the world and all developers. Like, doesn't matter where they came from. But brought us together was Amazon Web Services, and it was just a great convention. And I was so happy when I won. You can see I'm wearing that badge right there, you know?
Yeah, dude. That's crazy. And so do these guys, are they also consultants with Amazon, you think?
Yes, these guys are also consultants with Amazon. So the guy to the left of me in the blue sweatshirt, he's a UI developer. No, to the left. Right. Yeah, there. He's the UI developer. The guy behind him, he's a services layer. So he does the back end. You'll never see his front end. He moves the data. The guy to the left of him is from Sri Lanka, and he does machine learning algorithms. So he showed us his expertise, and he's like, hey, this is what I bring to the table. And the guy to the left of him, he is a triple winner of hackathons. I've actually seen him win a hackathon. He's seen me win a hackathon. And then I saw him, and I'm like, dude, let's win this together. So we teamed up, and that's how we just had the expertise there.
That's crazy. So you were table 37. How many tables were there?
There was about 150 tables. Of those 150 tables, people dropped out. Like, we went down to about 75 tables. From 75 tables, only like 40 something delivered. So of those 40, they judged it in that time. And you're coding your life away, guys. There is no time to breathe. Like, I was running off of Red Bull, sugar-free. Like, that got me going. And I'm not even a caffeine drinker. Like, I see you with coffee and crypto, and I'm like, dude, I can't even drink coffee. Like, it'll get me more hyper than I am now, you know?
Yeah, you're already naturally hyper, which is good. That's good that you don't need it, though. You know, Frank says, I'm a software engineer, and I get so turned on with listening to Ted. I just want to bang my computer and code. So Slim Jesus is asking about that code I sent you, but you said it looked old, right?
Yeah, the code definitely looked old. It looked like it was PowerShell code and potentially DB functions in order to do a print statement or move a character up, left, and right.
DB functions, you dummies.
So that's what it appeared to me. I mean, it could have been just an IDE I was looking at, which is just a compiler, if you will, that actually runs something else. But till we compile it, we don't know exactly what it returns. We can just speculate. Dude, and what's with the Saitama community? What's with the Saitama community and speculation? The word speculation, they get so gung-ho about this work.
When you left, they were talking so much shit about you. They're like, do you think it's good for the new investor that you have you on my show to talk about what could have happened? I'm like, motherfucker, I got someone who's an expert at something that's related to what's going on, speaking his opinion on Saitama. That's the best thing you can do. Is to get someone who's it's like these people are it was like literally I can't equate it to anything in life except the gif I posted on Twitter. It was just like they're all coming at me at once, and it seemed like no one really had my back, but it's okay because once you have a conversation with them each individually, it's like, okay, well, you can kind of pretty much, you know, just talk your way out of it, because at the end of the day, they have no issue with me. I think the issue is with like Saitama and the fact that it's not doing so well, and they want everybody to confirm their bias, you know? So
yeah, which is crazy because like you're Rodney, you're the most objective investor I know. Like you came into that space, you answered every single person's question. And I like to keep up with this type of community chatter because we know they can move coins. You know, the guy started saying shaman in the chat, and guess what happened? Shaman went up. Did you see the purchases? I'm like, wait, what the heck, guys? They have this much power. Classy Crypto, Faltron, Rodney, all in the same room. He-Not got in there, you know? They're trying to, they're basically doing pump and dumps in Twitter spaces. So it's like, you have to be smart, you know, don't just get in because some guy starts saying shaman in there. So I was like, at the same time, it was good that you were in there, but I didn't like the whole shaman, Faltron, like, you know, organization thing. But I did hear they were shitting on me the entire time.
Yeah, they wouldn't bring you up. I was like, bring him up. He's an expert, bring him up. And they were like, no. Yeah,
it was quite crazy. I literally requested to be brought up because I want to tell them, like, where am I wrong? You know, everything today that we learned from the AMA, like, and Rodney, thank you for joining me for that AMA.
100%, dude. Good job on your first live stream. That shit was popping. Next time you have one, I'll be right there, man. But explain to how did you feel about the AMA? What went down?
I loved today's AMA. I loved today's AMA because one, there was admittance. Cryptologist came out with the facts. He said, hey, there was one bot attack, 1-day bot attack. They added mitigations. They turned on AWS WAF, AWS Shield. They did what they could to mitigate the initial DDoS attack. Once that was mitigated, they had to backtrack and solve the other issues in the app to work with AWS WAF and AWS Shield. And the other thing, once they've solved this section, he even admitted there was a problem with the email. They had to slow down the email. I said this 5 days ago before this was even an issue. I had a video on my channel, and I said, hey, and with my experience, and I was speculating at the time, but I said, with my experience, if you don't tell AWS you are going to send 300,000 emails in one shot, they're going to shut you off. And he said they have a rating system. That rating system fell, and they have to rebuild that rating, which is a common thing for email servers. When you're sending bad emails, your ratings for your emails fall, and you need to increase your ratings so you can send good emails. They'll let you send emails, but you have to build that rating up with quality emails that aren't bounced. So what happened in this DDoS/bot attack, I speculate, is those emails bounced, and there were so many bounced emails with this bot attack that the service AWS SES went down. And now they've talked to AWS, they've done the customer service request, and they're literally, in translation from what we hear, is to turn back the SES on, have it 100% functioning. Everyone gets emails and verification code. And the next layer is to, as you said, move on. But this is what we know is factual up to this point. What we're speculating on now is even after you register and you log in, the app crashes. How many Android users click on it and the app crashes,
Well, Classy had it on a iOS. He had an iPhone when he did his video, and it crashed on him in the middle of the video while he was doing a demonstration.
That's hilarious.
So, and then people were saying you can't lock it or something like that. The phone doesn't lock or something like that, or the app doesn't lock or something like that, where it's a security issue. Did you see that?
I did see that. So this is my theory on why I think it's an authentication or authorization issue. So one of the requirements for the App Store and Play Store is basically, hey, if I register my app at the store, they do automated tests, and they do automated tests on two things: login and registration, meaning that they send a bot out there every time you push a version to make sure that they can add a new user, and it does a correct 200 call return back, meaning it is a successful registration. And they do the same thing for login. They send a automated bot out there, they make sure they can log in, and that's successful. I believe that they had to get the API working so they could be in the timeline of the 24 to 48 hours of what do they call it? The API, the App Store and Google Play Store. You know how they gave them that time requirement? This is in that time. This is what they did. They got registration down and working. They added a queue system to slow down the emails, so they're resolving the automated attack, the automated scripts from Apple and Google. So what that means is when they run the new version, it now works. So they're all set with Apple and Google. But what they're not all set with is after you log in, after you register, that works. After you log in, the API returns, but the app crashes, which means there's an authorization or an authentication layer error. Either one of the codes is not in sync with the API, making the app crash, or their authorization is actually incorrect, and they need to add another layer of security just so it's a valid request. I mean, I know this sounds crazy, but it's something you just have to educate yourself on. Authorization, authentication are two different things. And it's like, if the error is in either layer, you just want to get it fixed. And this is why I don't like passwords. The whole password mess is just horrible. I feel passwords are going to go away. You're going to be signing into everything with Google single sign-on or Apple single sign-on. This is the future. Like, it has to happen. I'm in this tech world. I see this happening. It's just more secure when you're doing single sign-on. Everything's tied to you. You're individual. They're already tracking you. Throw all the conspiracies in there. You know?
And it's easier, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I know when people complain about big government knowing all their every moves, like, I don't like that, but I also like, I'm not trying to take over the world and shit. Like,
you know what's interesting, Rodney? You actually told me that you were in like crime prevention or something like
loss prevention. Yeah, for target loss prevention.
Loss prevention. So I'll tell you one of the new things that AWS has like made, right? So you know how everyone carries a cell phone with them, like a Bluetooth capable device, and your Bluetooth is usually on, right? It's very rare someone turns off their Bluetooth. There's new systems AWS rolled out, and it's literally a Bluetooth tracker. Every single person that has Bluetooth turned on, they can ping off and they can know the exact location in a store you're at. And these are random devices. They look like Wi-Fi routers. And I literally seen this real time. They can even do it to a card. I work in this technology. It is crazy. Now the loss prevention, you go to the corner of the store, you're there for like 20 minutes. They can detect you very easily now with the Bluetooth transmitters. So when you said that, I'm like, oh, I wonder if you got to see that technology or how you went about doing loss prevention, because now it's pretty much automated. The system flags users that are in the corner. The system can see, and you're just a dot to it. It doesn't actually know who you are. You're just a dot. That's it. So when they see you come to check out, or when they see you just run away or just leave the store, they know you did something. So they'll keep a set eye on you. It's crazy, the technology that's coming out.
I wonder if you could sync that with like a security camera, because when I worked LP, the technology is getting insane, right? But our bread and butter is our cameras and walkie-talkies, right? I mean, for those, because obviously you can have every single aisle of the store covered with cameras. It's just impossible. And I've done loss prevention 8 years. That is like my specialty when it comes to my jobs in retail, is loss prevention. Stopping loss to a store anyway, whether it's receiving merchandise, whether it's stopping external theft, operational theft, internal theft, whatever theft it is, whatever kind of shortage it is, my job is to stop it, right? And some of the hard things is like there's certain crevices and places in the store where you cannot get to, right? And sometimes you do lose a shoplifter on the sales floor, right? When you're watching somebody like putting something in their bag or something like that, it's hard to kind of track them throughout the store. So that kind of technology would be great. But at the same time, nowadays, like the law is just getting so soft on people shoplifting anyways. It's crazy.
Yeah,
like, I know. Unless it's over like $1,000, they're not going to see any jail time unless it's like they're habitual. So that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Wow. Okay. So, man, how did you get started in this, man?
Well, I graduated with the computer engineering background, major, and a computer science minor. And literally I started as an intern with my dad's IT company. And he came to the United States when he was like my age. And he was he lived in an apartment. He lived the immigrant life. I was an apartment kid. And he decided to build an IT business, and I wanted to join the IT business. So I started as an intern with them, but then I did something that was against the family. I fell in love with an American woman, and he basically disowned me, and I was disowned. I was disowned, and I had to like basically find my own wealth and find my own income. So that's what I did, and it was her name. My wife's name is Emily, and me and her made it work, made it happen. And eventually, my family did understand. They're like, "Hey, we can't lose our son," so they accepted her as well. And it's not all happy. Everyone's happy, and that's basically how I went back into the IT world, because now I had done an internship with him. So I'm like, "Hey, what is out there?" And he was like, "Hey, there's this thing called Amazon Web Services. It's so new. Everyone's going to it, and you should get into it."
Everyone.
At that time, it was like 7 years ago, and it was only 4 years old at that time when I got into it. And I'm like, whoa, this area is crazy. 3 years later, Microsoft Azure comes out with its own cloud. And then I learned that. Then Google came out with their cloud. Then Oracle came out with their cloud. And I literally now classify myself as a hybrid cloud developer. I can go to any cloud. They all have the same things. They call it something different, you know?
Yeah. That's crazy. You know, I lost so many friends to Amazon. Like, not lost them, but like I've been working with them, and Amazon snatches them up in every department. The turnover rate's crazy for Amazon. I think it's like 1.5 years or something like that, right?
Yep. Most people that join Amazon are gone. Every time I hear they give great salaries, but what happens is you're working right for the mainframe type deal, right? You're working for the main corporation. You learn the inside secrets. What are you going to do? You're now a knowledge developer, and your resume is much better. You got your information right from the source. You know where they're going. You know their timeline. You're now a much pricier consultant than any other person. So working for the main corporations, the enterprise 100 companies, is completely okay. Like, it'll only increase your resume.